They played footage, Buttons rescuing a mining colony from pirates, no kills, just precision, restraint, mercy. A girl crying, a monster lifting her father to safety. When the video ended, Varel asked, "What do you call that?" Marcus looked at his friend. "Loyalty, bravery, better than most of us." Then came Counselor Threx. Cold, political, dangerous. "One pet doesn't change what his species is." "He's not a pet," Marcus said. "Then what is he?" Marcus looked around the room, took a breath. "He's my friend." Threx pressed harder. "What happens when instinct overrides your bond? Still defend him with poetry?" Marcus walked to the center. "You know what scares you?" he said. "Not buttons, not claws. Choice scares you. Because if one Vorak can choose mercy, maybe all of them could. And that means every extermination order you ever signed might have been wrong." Silence. Deep. Cold. "You don't fear monsters," he said. "You fear being wrong." The council recessed. But the verdict came early. Alarms, sirens. Oscar's voice cut in. "Black Crest pirates, they're back. Not a raid, full assault." Marcus stood. Buttons was already moving. No hesitation. The first blast tore through Kepler Station. Decks buckled. Shields flickered. Oscar's voice crackled. Power failures. Multiple breaches. Civilians trapped. Marcus didn't wait. Buttons didn't ask. They ran into the fire. The control floor was chaos. Smoke. Dead guards. Pirates with arc rifles. Marcus ducked behind a bulkhead. Buttons dropped from above. Silent fury. One pirate down before the others noticed. Another disarmed with a tail strike. A third fell to Marcus's stun bolt. The rest ran. In the medical wing, civilians huddled behind sealed doors. Pirates had planted charges. Buttons hit the lead attacker like a train. He didn't kill. He broke weapons, smashed armor, stood between terror and children. A boy ran to him, hugged his leg, whispered, "You're the good one." Buttons made a sound Marcus had never heard. Almost a sob. For 3 hours they cleared the station. Fire, collapse, chaos. But wherever they went, people followed. Because the monster wasn't destroying. He was protecting. In the council war room, Crix watched the feed. "He's holding the line," he whispered. An aide asked, "Orders?" Crix said only one word. "None." The last pirate dropped his weapon and begged. Not from fear, from shame, because he'd faced something stronger and it chose not to kill him. Kepler survived. Dozens injured. 0 civilians dead. Not one confirmed kill from Buttons. The galaxy noticed. It wasn't power that shook them. It was mercy. After the dust settled, Oscar spoke. "Marcus, the council voted." Marcus leaned against a wall covered in ash. "Yeah?" 72% in favor. "Of what?" Oscar paused. "Of recognizing Buttons as sentient." Outside, children surrounded Buttons. He let them climb on him, tail wagging like an ancient god playing babysitter. A girl whispered, "Thank you." And Marcus knew the galaxy hadn't just seen a monster change, it had witnessed a legacy begin. The medal ceremony was held beneath a glass dome, twin suns blazing over a galaxy trying to act normal. Admiral Crix stood at the podium, voice grave. "Today we honor not just a protector, but a reminder of what we still don't understand." He turned. "Mr. Buttons, on behalf of the Galactic Council, we present the Medal of Valor and your designation as sentient ally." The crowd clapped, soft, controlled, almost afraid. Buttons sat perfectly still, metal clipped to his harness. Marcus stood beside him, arms crossed. They didn't smile, they didn't need to. Then came the offers: military labs, research institutes, corporate peacekeeping initiatives. Oscar read the messages aloud. Draylen Command, 7 million credits for DNA licensing. Federation Bioinstitute Behavioral Mapping, 20-year grant. "No," Marcus said, "even if it's protected, No. Oscar lowered his voice. You okay? Marcus didn't answer. He looked at Buttons, watching kids draw his face in chalk on the cargo bay floor. He was gentle, but Marcus saw it. He was tired. Not in body, in spirit. Then came Varel, a diplomat from the Arkan Triumvirate. Silk voice, golden robes. We don't want to harm him, she said. We want to learn, prepare, deploy creatures like him for border patrol rescue ops. Deploy, Marcus repeated, only in controlled environments. He looked her dead in the eyes. He doesn't belong to anyone. Her smile didn't waver. But he belongs to you, doesn't he? That hurt more than she knew. That night, Marcus sat on the floor of the cargo bay. Buttons lay beside him, quiet. Marcus whispered, Am I holding you back? Buttons shifted, placed his massive head in Marcus's lap, and closed his eyes. He wasn't being held back. He'd already found what he needed. Not freedom from the galaxy, freedom within it. But then came the line crossing. Council scientist Vexor Tress snuck aboard, tried to draw blood while Buttons slept. When Marcus arrived, Tress was on the floor, unharmed, but pinned. Syringe crushed. Buttons hadn't attacked. He'd waited for Marcus. That terrified him more than claws ever could. The council apologized, suspended Vexor, but Marcus had seen enough. The next morning, he stood before the chamber. No speech, just 6 words. We're leaving. We're not coming back. Counselor Varel asked, You'd walk away from everything? Marcus looked around. Scientists, strategists, leaders who once called Buttons a threat and now wanted to clone him. He nodded. You never wanted peace, you wanted control, and he's the mirror that showed you the truth. They left that night. No farewell, no cameras, just 2 souls and the stars. Oscar asked, Where to? Marcus smiled. Somewhere quiet. 5 years passed. No one knew where they went. Some said a moon in the fringe. Others said they were myth, silent protectors for those who had no voice. But stories spread, and when the galaxy needed hope again, they listened. The end began in silence. A colony on Lyra 7 vanished, then a trade ring, then 3 patrol fleets. No signals, no wreckage, just nothing. The council called it the consumption. Not pirates, not war, an erasure. Admiral Crix, older now, watched as sector after sector went dark. And in that moment, he did the only thing he could. He reached for a channel he hadn't touched in years. Marcus, if you're out there, we need him. Marcus didn't answer right away. He sat on the hull of his patched-up ship, staring at a gas giant. Buttons lay nearby, scarred, older, but the same. Oscar played the message again. Marcus looked over. Whatcha think, bud, one more? Buttons stood and bumped his forehead into Marcus's chest. That was enough. They arrived in Draenor, where systems were blinking out like dying stars. No one believed it was real. Until Buttons stepped off the ramp, the soldiers froze, the refugees wept. If he came back, maybe the end wasn't final. They found the source by day 3, a perfect black sphere pulsing with despair. It didn't fire. It felt despair, trauma, weakness. When Buttons approached, it hit him with everything. Memories of cages, screams, the word monster etched into his mind. Marcus tried to stop him. You don't have to. Buttons turned, chirped, that same sound from the very first day, I trust you. Then he walked into the dark. What happened inside, no one knew. The sphere collapsed, no explosion, no light, just silence and one pulse. I choose. They found Buttons alive, but unconscious, changed. Whatever the enemy was, void form, hive god, it had tried to consume him. But Buttons didn't resist. He showed it mercy, and it shattered. That act became legend. A creature designed for destruction saved the galaxy by choosing not to fight. Marcus retired again, built a small home on a floating ridge. Buttons slept on the porch, watched the stars, let kids braid his tail. They didn't talk much, didn't need to. But sometimes, under the stars, Marcus would whisper, "They used to call you a monster." Buttons would nudge his hand. Marcus would smile. "Now they build schools in your name." Across the galaxy, parents told their children bedtime stories. Not with "Once Upon a Time," but with "There was a man and his best friend."